Sparty Party Nation for a big battle. Spartans welcoming top-ranked and undefeated Solon Springs to their house tonight, hoping to send the Eagles home with their first loss of the season. And from the jump, it was looking just like it. Brandon Aker driving in the paint, taking his Windex to the glass, and the Spartans take the clean 13-9 lead early. But you better believe the Eagles were going to fight back tonight. Dylan Taggart to Isaiah Katzern, who feeds the freshman younger brother Jacob Taggart going to the bank, getting his three. It's 13-12, Solon Springs trailing by 1. The Eagles' passion and pride only continues from there. Owen Smith down low to Katzern, who gets creative and crafty to put away the bucket and tie things up at 16. Then there was one man who couldn't be stopped tonight. Trayshawn Sandiger knows who it is, Isaac Peterson. 4 for 4, that's 12 for number 12, just balling out. Superior reclaims the lead 33-25. Solon Springs would call the timeout, but the Spartans would call this one as they go on to upset the top-ranked Eagles at home 84-57. Still to